Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When they come for you, can you feel kung fu? In the monsoon, in the full blue moon, like Rambo 2 or Rambo 3. Silly MCs, take your casualties. R.I.P. to these fuck MCs. What you gonna do when they come for me, like Julius C's? Run in peace, you better watch your mouth.
One hit at a time.
When no your shoes, pay back, girl, pay back, dude. There's no spoon. The red pill in the back of the room in the house of blues. Like a black Ventura, jack in the box, and a crack in the roof, dropping bars. They call me M.O. Hello, hope you guys are memo. Crossing ways with hip-hop music, where we trying to demo. Hey y'all, let's go. Ladies in the continental. Party nights with instrumentals. This is my new mental. Strong black weed, from the MC Mochi, that's me, I'm an awesome fellow. UST, you know me and Detroit. We make waves like Pharaoh in a black Camaro. You know, yeah, rip things like Donatello, Roberto Cavalli, Giorgio Armani, Bugatti, Ferrari, Gianni, Versace, shrimps in the Harvey, making all the birds and the bees with ease for you. You're not charging. I'm sorry, darling. Begging your pardon. Like
You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness.
One hit at a time.
And you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio.
1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Get ready. The hits keep coming.
Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When they come for you, can you feel kung fu? In the monsoon, in the full blue moon, like Rambo 2 or Rambo 3. Silly MCs, take your casualties. R.I.P. to these fuck MCs. What you gonna do when they come for me, like Julius C's? Run in peace, you better watch your mouth when you watch me. With a house with a view and a coupe your shoes. Pay back, girl, pay back, dude. There's no spoon. The red pill in the back of the room in the house of blues. Like a black Ventura, jack in the box, and a crack in the roof, dropping bars. They call me M.O. Hello, hope you guys are memo. Crossing ways with hip-hop music, where we trying to demo. Hey y'all, let's go. Ladies in the continental. Party nights with instrumentals. This is my new mental. Strong black weed, from the MC Mochi, that's me, I'm an awesome fellow. UST, you know me and Detroit. We make waves like Pharaoh in a black Camaro. You know, yeah, rip things like Donatello, Roberto Cavalli, Giorgio Armani, Bugatti, Ferrari, Gianni, Versace.
Get ready. The hits keep coming.
You're not charging. I'm sorry, darling. Begging your pardon. Like Barbie, it's like Charlie, not the kid. You better bow down and kiss the ring. Let the ring boy, London things, mind them vibes. What do they call me? M.O. Hello, hope you guys are memo. Crossing ways with hip-hop music, where we trying to demo. Hey y'all, let's go. It's the continental. Party nights with instrumentals. This is my new mental. Pipe in the bridge, got a pipe in scotch in the pump in the bar. If you want a pipe in the stew, back is in national leagues with a gang in the few, got a gang in the crew with a box of pop. Never coming down, we don't stay on top. Shoot them right man, frost chop rock, cause RoboCop that yet was a fly. 3 balls in the dude, 3 dudes in the cardboard pop with a plank of blues. Got a plank in them blues, got a plank in the food cash, got a plank in the blues like 7 cats with 7 wives and 7 facts in the west and eyes. OST rep
Feel the freshness.
Crossing ways with hip-hop music, where we trying to demo. Hey y'all, let's go. It's the continental. Party nights with instrumentals. This is my new mental. They call me M.O. Hello, hope you guys are memo. Crossing ways with hip-hop music, where we trying to demo. Hey y'all, let's go. It's the continental. Party nights with instrumentals. This is my new mental. They call me M.O. Hello, hope you guys are memo. Crossing ways with hip-hop music, where we trying to demo. Hey y'all, let's go.
The one and only most creative over there with the Roadman. How we doing? How we feeling? Welcome to Let's Work with Irritan. My name is Irritan Longoria. You can download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackwatchfireradionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, upper clothing with the Black Watch Radio logo on it. How you feeling? How you doing? What's happening in your life? It's December 5th. How you feeling about this beautiful, beautiful month? It's literally the last month of the year. How has 2025 been for you? A learning, relearning, growth? What have you outgrown? Who have you met? What's happening in your life? But let me know on the side of the comment. Today we'll be talking about the African identity renaissance, and we'll talk more about our identity and the fact that if our identity is shaken, you definitely will never understand who you are, and it means you don't know where you're going. And that's what really happened with the Africans in Africa, because we're always talking about redefining Africa as we redefine ourselves. If your identity is shaken, you're also shaken. And it's time to basically reclaim our power that was actually taken and eroding away from us. That means our culture, it means our identity, our tradition, and everything that had to do with what really represents us. But before we move forward, I'll definitely share some of the supplements we do have for you on our website. You can stream on www.blackwoodfireradionetwork.com if you're using the computer or your iPhone. And if you're using the Android device, it's super free to download our app on the Google Play Store. You'll definitely be updated on different shows that are always running on the Black Fire Radio Network from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. East African time. But right now, I'll definitely share some supplements. My favorite right now is the CMOS. It's doing amazing on me. So get your CMOS. I'll definitely recommend CMOS. Also, ashwagandha. It definitely has some good benefits. And also, beetroot General Mosquito. You're supposed to order beetroot. And it's been like 5 years right now. What's happening with you?
Beetroot, nature's powerhouse. Packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina, and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie, or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
And 90 cents, you'll get your beetroot. We also do have multivitamin brain focus. For the ladies, we do have the Alacool cucumber soap and the shea butter to give you that beautiful smooth body. Also, it helps with your hair growth. So if you're struggling with your hair not growing, order your shea butter on the Black Fire Radio Network. Media for the 21st century. We'll definitely share what Travel's Culture is actually doing. She's holding a conference, I believe, which has already started. And the fact that we do have the Kenyan government, which have definitely approved to actually allow African Americans to basically relocate to basically 254 Nairobi, Kenya. I'll definitely share what's really happening with the one and only Miss Kier Simmons, who relocated from the USA and basically now lives in Kenya.
Now, the government, in partnership with Travas Culture, has unveiled the Journey Back to Eden initiative to attract African Americans, Afro-Caribbeans, and the global African diaspora back to Kenya. Officials say it could redefine Kenya's tourism landscape by diversifying source markets.
And we've often said it's been a 400-year, but it's been at least 700 years disconnect of the stolen children of Africa being able to return home, and not only be able to return home, but bring back the brilliantness, the warriorness, the investments, the opportunities that Africa deserve, and Kenya definitely is in the forefront of it right now.
It gives an opportunity to African Americans and generally the diaspora to come back to Kenya. One, to tour and sample the touristic attractions that are there in the country, and two, to be able to invest, whether it's in medical tourism, whether it is in the hospitality sector, whether it is in the transport sector, and other business opportunities that are available. The significance is that it gives an opportunity to the private sector to play a critical role. It also highlights to them that really they must come out. You know, if we have to attain the 5 million tourists from 2027 and even more, the private sector must really play a critical role.
Absolutely. That's the one and only Miss Kia, who's definitely in partnership with the Kenyan government and has officially welcomed the African Americans back to the 254 Nairobi, Kenya. And also, we do have another short video of what she's actually preparing.
Hi, my name is Kia Wakesho Simmons. I am the CEO and founder of Traverse Culture. We are a travel concierge company that specializes in humanitarian work, relocation assistance, business development, and now medical tourism inbound to Kenya from the US. Last 7.5 years, we have brought over 300 African Americans to Kenya through relocation, travel, business development, and now medical tourism. This initiative is helping African Americans and the global African diaspora relocate and settle into Kenya stress-free, and we emphasize integrate into the community. Yes.
So my name is Anita Chalmers. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. That's where I was born. Then I came to Kenya. That's when everything kind of changed for me, because upon me stepping off of the plane, just going through the airport, there was I can't explain it. It felt different. I don't know. Like I keep saying, I cannot put my finger on it. I don't know what it is. For some reason, Kenya feels like home.
Through our 120-day relocation integration program, we offer our clients land acquisition, development, and real estate advisory with our partnership with PDM.
My name is Antoine. We moved from Texas. We're relocating here to Kenya. We bring in 10 family members. We actually love the country. We love the people. I love the culture, and I love the food. I've been eating a lot of chapati, and that's really good. And so we came here for opportunity. What's happening in America is like, we cool. We learned all we learned, and we want to bring it here. So in America, we run a janitorial business where we do handyman work and final cleans for all the big conglomerates that own real estate in America, like Invitation Homes, Progress Homes, American Homes for Rent. So we want to expand that out to here, and we also want to get into the manufacturing of tea, coffee, and flour, and processing and packaging as well here in Kenya to overall contribute to the economics of the country.
This isn't just another trip. This is reconnect.
What she's saying, 5 years ago, when Ghana launched its year of return, something awakened in all of us. It sparked a question that changed everything. What would it look like if the African diaspora had a real pathway, not just to visit Africa, but to live, invest, heal, and rebuild generational roots? The question planted the seed for Journey Back to Eden. From helping our fast family relocate in 2020 to building a full ecosystem that supports relocation, cultural integration, medical tourism, and investments, to this week's historic government-backed announcement, Journey Back to Eden has grown into a global movement reshaping the future of the African diaspora. These testimonials are more than stories, they are evidence. Evidence that healing is possible, evidence that prosperity is within reach, evidence that the diaspora is ready to return home with intention, dignity, and support.
Connection. This is nation building. This is history in the making. You are welcome to the Journey Back to Eden.
And now, as we enter a new chapter, we are proud to have PDM Holding as our premier real estate development partner, bringing unmatched expertise, high-quality development, and visionary projects to our Journey Back to Eden community through land acquisition, home construction, and long-term investment opportunities. Next to the last video of what Journey Back to Eden actually represent, I know we definitely did have her on the show, but I'll definitely have her again to actually talk more about the journey.
Before you move to Africa, watch this video. We had a family of 10 from Texas arrive in Nairobi, Kenya, where they are doing our 15-day investigative tour This is the arrival and the party and the dancing that we put on for our family. We always love to entertain when you arrive. We then took them to our boutique hotel where we like to make sure that your transition is easy, especially for our investigative tour and our relocation packages. Let's get into why this family is so special. They move as a unit of 10. And while they are here, we wanted to make sure that we give them a full itinerary that covers real estate, business development, the healthcare system, the school system, immigration, and all of the above. One of the things I respect about them is they made this decision so that they do not make costly mistakes. So if you want to continue to watch their journey, stay tuned to our IG page or go over to our YouTube page to see the full video. We want to see you there. Peace.
That's what's happening if you literally want to move to the 254 Nairobi, Kenya. You do have Traverse Culture doing amazing, but we do have the last testimonial of some of the individuals who definitely relocated to the 254 Nairobi, Kenya.
All right, we are here with Ms. Dua, and we've hit 6 months.
6 months
For your relocation here to Kenya
Yes.
from South Africa.
I just realized that it's 6 months and about 5 days. And that
6
blew my
months
mind.
and 5 days. I was just saying to you, you've covered a lot of
A
ground,
lot of ground. A lot
and
of
we're
ground.
going to cover
Yes.
all of the ground that you've covered for the last 6 months here in Kenya with Traverse Culture
Yes.
on the YouTube page. So if you want to see this full video, go over to the YouTube page and you'll hear the entire story. We want to see you there. Peace.
Alrighty, that's it. But basically, back to the main conversation, which was definitely attached to that, which talks more about the African identity renaissance, and what does that mean. I'll definitely share another video of the one and only Joshua Maponga giving us pointers about that right or way.
And you open in prison, what benefit do you get? What benefit does the government get? No, it's going to be locked away for the next 25 years. A whole able-bodied man like myself, full of life and energy. No, in our royal spaces, I'll not arrest you. I'll keep you. I'll make you work for the next 25 years. And every penny that you're working for will go to look after the family that you destroyed. Every penny. You're going to work for the next 25 years and educate the children whose father have removed from existence. You assume full responsibility over the life that you've exterminated. Now that's African justice.
And in this video, Joshua Maponga is most importantly talking about the systems, mostly in Africa. They were actually designed to keep us stagnated and not move forward, basically benefiting the white man and not the Africans. And that's why a lot of the systems that we do have will never benefit us. They don't work for us, but it actually keep our minds and close to our system that do not define who we are as Africans.
But right now, no. Prisons are full. And who is paying? The taxpayers again. The very people who have been disadvantaged are now looking after, and after some of those prisoners having 3 meals a day, plus coffee and tea between intervals. And the families that they've destroyed are scratching and struggling for bread and butter issues. And our own tax money is looking after criminals who are sitting in prisons in a forward room doing nothing. Wasted resources. Most structured to a quorum in the north, but it's from the south, which is intervals of fifths and sixths and sevens to create a cycle of music around it. So the word Bira, you read it backwards. The A is the Aleph, the beginning, where it all started. Then the Ra is the sun, which has come from A. Era, time. We celebrate Ra, who has come from A. Bira is the occasion where people gather together to celebrate. And once people gather together, the environment is time. Time is sacred. Sacred recognizes the sun. The sun has come from A. Ra, who has come from A. Now I am Gwenyambira, the one who scratches, the one who taps the Mbira during Bira blues. But once you hear it, the environment is Ra. We are celebrating Ra, who has come from A. So within the instrument, you actually have the whole concept of spirituality, wrapped up in itself. The African owning his time, the African recognizing his creator, the African understanding his sacredness, and the African knowing when to meet in terms of seasons to celebrate that which he is.
And this is what we lack right now, because our African identity and history has been eroded like so much, like for quite a long time, like forever, that right now it's coming back again, the spirit of Ubuntu, that it's actually so funny to see another African not supporting another African, not accolading another African, not lifting another African. Like the spirit of Ubuntu was actually scraped off away from us, within us, around us. And that's what made us super different and basically super powerful.
Instrument becomes a vehicle, a journey, a bridging, a cable between two time spaces, times past and times that are in the future.
It's facts, because it shows right now, with the little fragmentation of the countries we do have right now, that we are not united. We are different in our mindset, which we are not different at all.
I therefore become a medium through which the communication of the spirit is sent through instrument to sound, to vibration, to cause thinking, perception, resurrection of memory. And within that, then you also have to speak of the science itself of the instrument, the manufacturing of the minerals that make the instrument, the digging of iron ore, the smelting of it, the beating of it, then the scientific formulas of knowing how much to beat in each one of the calibration to produce the instrument itself. The wood that is used, the type of wood that you are selecting to use into a specific tree, we call Vamaro palm, which is used for making the instrument itself. Then the binding them together, the tension that is put. If I'm too angry and I hit this thing, the tune changes into something else again. And there's a whole spirituality and science between, and I think that this is actually the mother of the piano.
I actually said that even the time I was actually watching this video, even before he looked at this spot, he's like, you know what, this is where the piano originated from, because everything that we invent is always stolen.
Itself, as I said earlier on, and we still want to promote our basic music instrument, because music is the bridge when it comes to spirituality and religion and all spiritual practices, the horn, the drum, and in the South, the use of the mbira as it affects the thinking, the mental dynamics, the meeting place itself, the social invitation, the dance, the drums, and the dust in which people's ears are blocked to the world of noise, to a common sound, to the heartbeat of the earth. And the combination of those 2, 3, 4 elements begins to have what we might want to call African spirituality, as contrasted to religion, which simply becomes a gathering once a week, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a prayer meeting. This therefore becomes a home-based space where the family would come together, play together, sing together, the symbiosis that the family develops, the talents. And you don't play this alone, it's a mbira this side, the shakers on the other side, you also have the horns on the other side, and everyone in the family. Others are just clapping hands as the music is being played. So there's no audience in African spirituality. Everybody is participating. There's no sitting at the back and critiquing the program. Oh, I didn't like the music. Did you see?
And that's the true Ubuntu. And I'm seeing that right now. The fact that Kenyans are standing with Tanzanians, the fact that there's pressure to take down the artwork of the president of Tanzania off our buses in Kenya, it means we are tired of a government that is governed by injustice. This generation is amazing to see how it's evolving and basically putting their foot on the ground.
Choir master was not well dressed, this one, but in African spirituality, it is a whole family in a space of interaction. And I think fundamentally, this is where religious expression finds its true definition of existence, where you involve every person. Someone comes with a broken heart, someone comes with a financial problem,
someone comes with a disaster, and at a place of spiritual conversation, we all bring our burdens, we all bring our sorrows, we all bring our joys together, and we fuse all these things into a pot of participation where all of us are receiving healing, as it were. And depending on the quality of vibration between hearts at that moment, some people can actually leap over between the natural and the supernatural, and then messages and signals and what you might call demon possession, which is ancestral conversations, can begin to happen. And then you can begin to hear your grandfathers manifesting as voices of instructions, children that will be born, wars that are pending, diseases that are in the air, dangers that are lurking in the family household, and etc. And therefore this becomes a plugging in, as it were. We all bring our USB cables and we supernaturally place them in this spiritual pot, and we all download data and information, and it unites us to become a common space where spirituality happens. On the contrary, in the religious space, which is colonial, then they have one man in front holding a Bible, and the choir on the left, and people are all sitting and they are listening.
Because I believe as Africans, we are all grounded under one source, but with different purposes, I can say.
To one man telling us what he thinks life must be like, and what God says it must. No, you don't tell me what God is saying. I can hear it for myself. Play the drum. I will hear the God in me responding to the God outside. Now, when you look into this sacred space, which you call Ira, the sacred, the holy, the set aside, the sanctified, isolated for personal and spiritual manifestation, into the religious circle, which is now colonial, where the master places one person who must give dictates to the community as to how they should. You begin to talk of what we call institutionalization of religion, where I, the bishop, I, the pastor, become the ruler of which your spirituality must be expressed. This is how that God wants you to behave. This is how he wants you to dress. This is how he wants you to play music. Oh, you can't do that. God does not like it. And some of our modern pastors are even cheeky. God said this to me last night. God said this to me last night. Whether God appeared or not, it's a conversation for another day. But in the midst of these lies and criminal spiritual thugs who constantly dictate what God says, as if God doesn't have access to me. This other person comes to me and says,
and that's why there's an African renaissance happening right now in the political, social, economic sector. And it means there's a rebirth of the chosen one. It means there is a revival and a shift towards humanism, scientific inquiry, and basically individualism. That's my take on that.
This to me, God says to me, I said, you shut up that nonsense. If that God said that to you, go back to him and tell him, give him my physical address. You must come and talk to me directly. I don't need you to be a mediator between me and the God who has made me. I don't need translation or faith. But the coming in of colonial religion with its superiority complex, I call it superiority because it is inferior. Those that are superior don't need to project themselves as superior. You just be. You've never heard of a campaign where African religions are running a crusade to recruit people to come and join the church, as it were. There are these crusades, the Benny Hinn crusades that come here, and the pastors, evangelists, booking stadiums to come and perform miracles in stadiums. And while people are going to the stadiums, and the pastors themselves, they're going past hospitals, they're going past people on the street who are sick, who are poor, who need help, who need healing. But no, you must come to the stadium so that I can perform the miracles. If I had that gift, I don't need to conduct a crusade. I just need to tell the driver, please park the car. Let's get into this hospital. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, be healed, be healed, be healed. Who needs the help? The one who can walk to the stadium?
So right here in Burkina Faso, we have a president who understands that it is a sad situation that over 400 years later, not a single African head of state has called for the children of Africa to come back home. President Ibrahim Traore is making that call. It is here in Burkina Faso that we shall conclude the journey of return. And all of you are bringing with you the spirits of your ancestors.
Absolutely, because it's a revival, it's a rebirth, it's a restoration, it's a renewal of redefining Africans.
To put them back to rest right here in Burkina Faso. So, Mr. President, we're here to show our solidarity with the Sahel nations. We spent the first week having conversations which we called Pan-African conversations, where we spoke truth to power, where we talked about the issues that we felt were pivotal in order for Africa to move forward based on the realities of today. And that resolution that we came up included issues such as discussions pertaining to establishment of a Pan-African television and a Pan-African radio station, which is going to be based right here in Burkina Faso.
We need more of such radio stations or media companies. It's actually happening right now here, but we need more of that, mostly in these African countries, because I believe that the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim, for my understanding, he's like a light also showcasing other Africans who never believed that it's possible to actually be independent. He's showcasing that it's possible and it's happening and you're actually witnessing it. So you got to believe it and you got to be part of this restoration and renewal.
We felt that was a good place to start in order to counteract the negativity coming out of Western media. We need to undo the lies. We need to undo the misinformation. Children of Africa at home and in the diaspora deserve to know the truth and nothing but the truth. There are many other issues that are in the resolution which shall be presented to you through the Foreign Ministry. But in our resolution, we were committed and we are showing our solidarity and we are letting the world know as a united front of African diaspora, we support the Sahel nations. The fearless and transformational leadership coming out of Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali must be supported by any means necessary. Your Excellency, Mr. President, as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, you represent everything we have ever wanted in an African man. Burkina Faso has shown
I
us.
feel like in every generation, there's always a rise of a conscious leader who definitely stands confidently and fearlessly to actually redefine the cause of where Africa is. We did have Thomas Sankara, who actually had the same ideology. And for example, when he was asked about the fact that he did not want his portrait hang in public places, as the president will definitely, want to do the same thing. He said, as was the norm for other leaders on the continent, he replied, there are 7 million Thomas Sankaras. Ideologically, Sankara was a Pan-Africanist and an anti-imperialist who sought to reclaim the African identity because it's a key factor. If your identity is shaken, you're also shaken. Your mind is also shaken. So that's why I believe that in every generation, there's always a rise of a conscious leader who always try their best to fearlessly stand against all the white supremacies in the social, economic, political sectors.
Way. Burkina Faso has let us know that the bully can be defeated. The citizens of Burkina Faso have done all the heavy lifting. The least we can do is be there to support them. So in addition to supporting the revolution that's taking place in the Sahel, we're also here to invest in Burkina Faso. And like Reverend Maponga said, and I hope some of you will find wives and you'll find husbands right here in Burkina Faso. We all could not be here today.
If all the African countries will definitely imitate what Ibrahim Traore is doing, can you imagine? Like, you just say no to all the crap that you're definitely trying to pull off, and the collaboration from these other foreign nations, and say we're going to stand on our feet, we're going to be independent, we're going to have one Africa with one currency. And I mean that Africa will definitely be powerful, but the fact that we're all divided into this little fragmentation of countries, because if we are not united, we are powerless. And we did have the most famous quote of the one and only Thomas Sankara that said, you cannot carry out fundamental change without a certain amount of madness. You cannot carry out fundamental change without a certain amount of madness. In this case, it comes from non-conformity, the courage to turn your back on the old formulas, the courage to invent the future. You have to say no to any source or form of conformity, and you have to say no to any pact about the old formulas. And I'm going to repeat that again. This is the famous Thomas Sankara quote. He said, you cannot carry out fundamental change without a certain amount of madness, because you have to be super fearless. You have to actually be a conscious leader. You have to say no that does not anything to you have to say no to anything that does not benefit the African continent and does not actually benefit Africans in Africa, or does not actually merge with the African identity. And I said, in this case, it comes from non-conformity and the courage to turn your back on the old formulas. That's the old system and the old same system that has always governed Africa, and the courage to invent the future. And I believe that's what the one and only Ibrahim Traore is actually doing, and that's how he started to actually reinvent the future in Burkina Faso and basically permeating in the whole Africa, as long as we say no to any leader who's not conscious and who's not a Pan-Africanist.
If it were not for the amazing work being done under the leadership of His Excellency Ambassador General Kasum Coulibaly. His Excellency Kasum Coulibaly, through the Burkina Faso mission in Washington, D.C., has made all it possible for all of you to be here today. Mr. President, I want you to know that Burkina Faso is extremely well represented in Washington, D.C. And through also from the embassy to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, our welcome has been nothing but magical. It is my humble opinion, Mr. President, that should you have a competition among the ministries in Burkina Faso, that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs should receive the award for the best, most achieving ministry in the government of Burkina Faso. On that note, I was given 5 minutes. I was telling the ambassador, I said, Ambassador, are you sure you want me to go with 5 minutes? I might take 45. I will be respectful of the time. And I do believe my VP is raising his finger to tell me.
Can you imagine if we had like 54, even 20 Ibrahim Traorés? Because it's amazing that Thomas Sankara said that there will be millions or 7 million Thomas Sankaras. And I believe that's actually come to pass. It's like a prophecy that he actually sparked into existence. And we see a lot of Pan-Africanist youths rising up, and also the one and only Ibrahim Traoré. And he said ideologically, Sankara was a Pan-Africanist and an anti-imperialist who sought to reclaim the African identity. It is something which was eroded away from us, something that a lot of Africans do not even understand the meaning of it.
My time is up. But once again, Mr. President, we are so excited, and all of us are looking forward to becoming permanent residents of Burkina Faso. And hopefully, in short order, all of us, as we invest and acquire our homes, will become permanent residents. Citizens.
To Burkina Faso now, here on the program, I should say, beg your pardon. An event has been held that's promoting the international African diaspora to return to their roots on that continent. Among those in attendance, the professor of mediation studies from Maryland University, Ivan King, who announced his return to his ancestral homeland.
I began learning about this great land of Burkina Faso. Immediately, I decided to come to this land, which will become my future home. I left the military, American military, after 30 years. I became a professor and began teaching in many places around the world. Now, in coming to Burkina Faso, not to make money, not to ask for anything, but to give what I have learned in many areas about many things for free. I want to assist President Captain Ibrahim Traoré with his children.
I will definitely go back again. Jerome Mosquito, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me. I'll definitely read out the comment section. I believe he mentioned his name just right now.
I have learned in many areas, American military, about this great land of Burkina Faso. Immediately, I decided to come to this land, which will become my future home. I left the military, American military, after 30 years. I became a professor and began teaching in many places around the world. Now, in coming to Burkina Faso, not to make money, not to ask for anything, but to give what I have learned in many areas about many things for free. I want to assist President Captain Ibrahim Traoré with his children and his people to teach what I know, because you are a land of upright people, my heart.
Now, the event was initiated by the African Diaspora Development Institute with particular attention on Burkina Faso and the rest of the Sahel states. And the chair of the African International Chamber of Commerce, William Wallace, says it's not only about bringing culture home, but also about contributing to the local economy.
This has been excellent. What this has done is to provide an environment that gives confidence to Africans in the diaspora to come home and invest, participate, partner with their African brothers and sisters, our African brothers and sisters. The opportunities that are here in terms of processing, manufacturing, refining, building, construction, agriculture is many. And not only do you have Burkina Faso, but you have the AES, the entire region of Sahel for doing this. Creating Captain Traore, who has the vision to bring.
Absolutely, because he's definitely a conscious leader, a pan-Africanist at heart. We also see shout out to the Black Wildfire Radio Network, a media that is actually informing people and teaching people, educating people, inspiring people about the African history, identity, and basically the awakening.
The diaspora home. Why? He's very smart. If you bring the diaspora home, you are bringing people who are your brothers and sisters, who have a feeling for working with our brothers to make sure that they can build up themselves to be rich, not impoverished, but who can also show the world that we can do it ourselves. We talk about Africans doing it for themselves.
Absolutely. Africans for Africa, Africa for Africans. And it's possible to be independent because we used to be independent. And basically, a lot of our African brothers and sisters coming back home is amazing. Shout out to Travel's Culture to basically pushing that narrative and actually relocating a lot of African Americans into Africa. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's super motivating. It's a revival, it's a renewal, and it's restoration, honey.
Themselves, African solutions to African problems. That is what we talk about. We can do it ourselves. We have the brains, we have the power, they have investment.
Absolutely. Actually, I'm winding up with that. And we are actually united because I believe this is the rise of the spirit of Ubuntu that was actually kind of like eroded away from us. But because it's within us, it will definitely rise back. Again, Jerome Mosquito saying, is that a recent speech? No great change has never been made without a touch of madness. The one and only quote from Thomas Sankara, and saying, what is the gentleman's name? Iwerton. I'll definitely look that up for you. But remember, it's always a great time to be alive here on the Let's Pop with Iwerton on the Black Wildfire Radio Network. And today's conversation was about the African identity renaissance. It's about the rise, the revival, the restoration of the African identity, and basically the rise of Africa. Remember, you can download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.Black Wildfire Radio Network for amazing healthy supplements, our clothing with the Black Wildfire Radio logo on it. Before I definitely wind up, I'll share some of the supplements we do have for you, Gerald Mosquito. Did you order your beetroot? Have you ordered it yet?
Beetroot, nature's powerhouse, packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and nitrates. It's known to support heart health, boost stamina, and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie, or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$90. You'll definitely get beetroot and other amazing supplements. But that has been my time on Let's Pop with Iwerton. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. We are always talking about conversations that are redefining Africa as we redefine ourselves. Thank you for the ones who are listening to me. Join me on Beetroot, Rumble, and YouTube. Remember to basically download our app and share this amazing information as you subscribe and get that supplement and definitely get that app. But have a beautiful, restful, productive weekend. Cheers, take care, and sending you so much love and life. Bye.
Feel the freshness. And you're tuning into The Black Hat Fire Radio.
One hit at a time. Now listening to the best music.
Feel the hits. Feel the freshness.
One hit at a time.
Get ready. The hits keep coming.
Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When they come for you, how you fight kung fu? In the monsoon of the full moon like Rambo 2, Rambo 3. Silly MC, take your casualties. R.I.P. to these wet MCs. What you gonna do when they come for me like Julius C's? Run in peace. You better watch your mouth when you mention me. With a house with a view and a couple of shoes. Pay back, girl. Pay back, dude. There's no spoon. The red pill in the back of the room in the house of blues. Like a black Ventura jacket. Cracking the roof, don't bar they call you.
Feel the freshness.
Get ready. Keep melody. You know, yeah. Mistakes like that is hell. Roberto Cavalli.